Good morning and welcome to the Griffith Breakfast Show. I'm William Swales and joining me today is Ash Potter.
Good morning, how are you?
So coming up on today's shows, we're going to start off with the short film review and then we'll be moving into the controversial Michael Jackson documentary that's been going around the last few weeks. And finally, we're going to be ending up on a conspiracy theory for all of you out there who love it. We're going to be looking at the Mandela Effect. So, beginning with the film review, we're going to be taking a dive into the Marvel universe, looking at Captain Marvel. It was released on March 8th of this year in the USA. The movie introduces the most powerful Marvel superhero just before Avengers Endgame comes out in April of 2019. She is an extraterrestrial Kree warrior who finds herself caught in the middle of a battle between her people and another race from another galaxy called the Swales. This movie allows the first female superhero to get her own movie in the Marvel universe and has been extremely successful thus far. The movie contains great humor and action and links together all Marvel movies perfectly before the battle against Thanos, who is the Avengers Endgame villain. Now, I've personally watched this movie and in my opinion it was worth it. I found I couldn't take my eyes off the screen and some parts even had me in tears from laughing so much. It just brilliantly encompasses the Marvel universe and in my opinion is a must-watch movie. The movie has seen thousands of reviews so far and a lot of it's been mixed from all over the world, some of it good and some of it bad. An example is that it suffers from the hero being too big and the movie being too small. So I guess if you really want to know how this movie is, you're just going to have to experience it for yourself.
Next up is the Michael Jackson documentary. Yes, so if you've been paying attention at all this month, you'll see that the Michael Jackson documentary has been huge news. Leaving Neverland, it aired on HBO, and it is a 4-hour, 2-part docuseries about Wade Robson and James Safechuck, who alleged that they were sexually abused by Michael Jackson when they were children between the ages of 7 and 14, between the years of 1987 and 96. It's directed by Dan Reed, and very interesting is Wade Robson, who claims that he was sexually abused by Michael Jackson, actually supported Michael Jackson in the 2 lawsuit cases in 1993 and in 2005, defending Michael Jackson, saying all these years nothing ever happened between them, that they were just friends. And now, 4 years after Michael Jackson's death, they are filing a lawsuit and they have come out with this documentary. What do you make of all this, William?
I haven't watched the documentary myself, but from all the allegations I've heard over the years and everything that's gone on with Michael Jackson, including his past court cases, it kind of like blows my mind to think that they would first stick up for him and now all of a sudden when he dies they come out accusing him of what he did. And what personally gets to me is what were the parents of the children doing? Surely they would have found out about this and should have spoken out about it. It confuses me completely, Ash.
Yes. In the documentary, a lot of people have seen it, a lot of people haven't. In the documentary, they interview the whole family, James Safechuck's family and Wade Robson, Wade Robson became a very famous choreographer for Britney Spears and NSYNC, in a lot of part because he was connected with Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson even bought Wade Robson's family a home. So throughout the documentary, they also interview the parents and the sisters and brothers, and they say that they were lured in by Michael Jackson. They believed in his innocence, like the rest of the world did. The rest of the world always said, Michael Jackson never had a childhood. He was just innocent at heart. So there's a lot of conflicting opinions. Also, Macaulay Culkin, who was very close friends with Michael Jackson when he was a kid, said that Michael Jackson has never abused him in any way, that these allegations are false. Also, Corey Feldman, who was the child actor in Gremlins, Stand By Me, he's written books about child sex abuse, and he also said that this has never happened to him personally, but after this documentary, he is conflicted whether to believe the story or not.
Yeah, and this is all obviously just allegations and assumptions. We can't obviously find the truth about it. Michael Jackson did pass away, and where he was an amazing dancer, an amazing singer, no one in the world can deny that. There's just so much behind all of this. It's really hard to tell the truth, and I guess it still all comes down to those two children who have now gone to court and filed for the fact that Michael Jackson raped them and mistreated them.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, of course. And it's such a big case. I mean, the documentary was, 4 hours? I mean, it's huge.
It is, and there's even some talk at the moment of banning Michael Jackson songs being played on the radio. People are saying they should do that. And also, Oprah Winfrey did a 1 hour long interview after the airing on HBO. And she talked to them for an hour and asked further questions such as, why did you stay silent for so long? And the Jackson family are actually filing now a lawsuit against HBO to sue them. So it's very interesting, very conflicting. If you've been affected by anything raised in this programme, you can contact the Dublin Rape Crisis Centre on 1800 77 88 88, and we'll be back after this break. Okay, next up on the show, a very interesting conspiracy theory that's been very popular online. It's been talked about lately by a lot of famous YouTubers such as Shane Dawson and other conspiracy theory YouTube accounts. It's called the Mandela Effect. Have you ever heard of the Mandela Effect, William?
Yes, I have. Well, I was raised in South Africa, so it's all come to home to me. And it was basically, from what I know, is that it was because of Nelson Mandela. Apparently, people online started posting that they knew that he died back in prison in the 80s. But a lot of us all know, especially of us who were in the country, knew that he died in 2013 of old age. So I guess that's where the theory came from, I guess.
Exactly. It is the belief that some differences between one's memories and the real world are caused by changes to past events in the timeline. So in other words, a lot of people believe that this has happened through time travel, that a large group of people remember an event one way, but actually it was never that way at all. It was actually invented by the word Mandela Effect was coined by paranormal consultant Fiona Broom. Just like you said, the Nelson Mandela, people believe that he died in prison, but actually he died in 2013. And it is a collective misremembering. So some examples of the Mandela Effect are, do you know of any examples that you can share?
Well, yes, I do. So obviously being a huge Pokemon lover that I am, for all of you, those of you who also know Pikachu, the yellow character in Pokemon, a lot of us believed that he had black either on the top or bottom of his tail. And this is a huge thing in the Pokemon world, obviously. So when we later found out now that there's absolutely no black on his tail, it was just gobsmacking. I mean, I was so lost for words for that. And another huge one, again, in the Star Wars universe is obviously Darth Vader when he confronts his son, Luke Skywalker. Obviously, a lot of us used to remember it as, Luke, I am your father. But apparently now he says, no, I am your father. And that's just crazy because all of us used to run around as kids saying, Daniel, I am your father. And we used to love doing that. So the fact that it's changed now is just completely crazy to me. And yeah, those are some of the ones that I know of.
It's really unbelievable because even other TV series like The Simpsons and Family Guy and other films have copied Luke, I am your father. So for to actually watch the movie now and to see it's never been Luke, I am your father. It's always been no, I am your father. It's really hard to believe. There's even action figures that say Luke, I am your father. Some other really common ones are in the song by Queen, We Are the Champions. At the very end of the song, they don't say, we are the champions of the world. They never say of the world. They just say, we are the champions, and the song fades out. That one I couldn't believe because I remember watching Malcolm in the Middle, and there's an episode where the dad, Howell, dances to that song. And I remember, a lot of my friends remembered that at the end, he sang of the world. Another one, Looney Tunes, is actually spelt Looney, Tunes, like music, not Looney Tunes, Toons, like the cartoon. Mickey Mouse doesn't wear suspenders. He never has. They the company has said that he's never worn suspenders, yet a lot of people clearly remember him wearing suspenders. There's so many of them online.
Yeah, and I mean there are so many of them, and obviously this is all just conspiracy theories and like people just remembering stuff. I mean, it could just be false memory from a long time ago. I mean, we were all young at the time, obviously. But it does dive into the whole parallel universe thing, as said, and time travelers, which is all obviously, out there is just conspiracy and assumptions. So we can't actually prove if it's real or not. It's just what we remember, and it's just startling in my mind, because to change everything that we remembered like that, I mean, it's crazy.
For example, Kit Kat. Do you know how you spell Kit Kat, the chocolate bar?
Well, yeah, it was KIT-KAT. That's how I remember it.
I remember it like that too. I remember being a child and I used to trace the letters when I was learning how to spell, and KIT-KAT, Kit Kat. But the company says that it's never had a hyphen. It's always been one word squished together. Forrest Gump, he never said life is like a box of chocolates. He said life was like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of us out there know Forrest Gump, and I mean, if you're a big fan of that, you'd also be amazed by that. But I also remember life is a box of chocolates, not was. So, I mean, there's so many more examples out in the world like this. And it's funny how it's only coming to pass now. It's like, why is it only coming out now that we realize all of this? I mean, surely there should have been past examples as well of how this can occur.
I think they say that every day there are new examples of this coming out, and some people also believe that it's caused by aliens. They didn't really elaborate on that. Some people just say it's caused by aliens, it's caused by time travel. Some people believe that they can wake up in a different dimension or a different alternate universe. So it's very interesting, and if you have time in your own spare time and you're a little bit bored at home one day, you can look up all the YouTube videos and online articles about Mandela Effects. It's very interesting, although scientists say there is a scientific reason, but hey, we're not sure.
And I guess that's all we have for today. It's a really interesting topic, and thank you all for tuning in today, and we hope to see you next time.
Thank you very much.